What am I packing for DragonCon is probably a question you've asked yourself, whether you're going for the first time or you are a returning con goer and you're trying to tweak your packing list a little bit better each year. Hopefully, I'll be able to give some ideas from my 16 years of going and tweaking my own packing list a little bit each time. In addition, I did look over some of the Reddit suggestions and popular threads and Facebook to kind of fill in the blanks for things that I might have missed as well. And yes, I did make an Amazon affiliate link below in case you do plan on buying any of these things. I do get a commission from it, but hey, listen, if you're going to buy it anyways, I appreciate you using the link first so that I get a few pennies off your purchase. Obviously, not everything will be on that list because it just makes more sense for y'all to just buy it from the store if it's close by. Without further ado, welcome to another episode of How to DragonCon. My name is Kong. I will be your guide. And of course, today we are talking about packing. There should be timestamps below for you to skip around. I've tried to categorize them into different things. Hopefully that makes sense. And at the very end, I finally do have the winner for the last raffle for the Nintendo belt buckle, as well as information on the giveaway prize for the next raffle that I'll be doing, which is pretty much going to run through all of August. Let's start with clothes. The first thing I would tell you is pack more than you think you need, especially underwear and socks. If you're lucky enough to have a host hotel or even one of the overflow ones, hopefully you're going to be able to take 2 showers a day because there's no way I'm making it through the whole day without a second shower. And for the love of God, please take at least one. The rest of us are begging you. Do not go a whole day without showering. Speaking of beggings, for my gentlemen out there, please, if you're doing a spandex outfit, wear a dance belt. No one wants to see your junk. As for my dress code, the majority of the time, it's just going to be t-shirts and shorts, and that's what I would recommend. I think some newbies are surprised that not everyone is in cosplay. I'd say really just like a quarter or something of the people are in costumes at any given time. Because y'all, it's just too hot, okay? You want to be ventilated. I really never felt compelled to wear pants or long sleeve stuff, but if you're really cold natured, maybe that's what you bring. But seriously, shorts and t-shirts have worked for me just fine. The one thing that I do want to put you guys on is comfortable shoes. And for me, I have a very specific take on it. I no longer wear regular shoes ever since I discovered wide toe box shoes. No, before you go into the comments and start telling me, oh, but there's wide sizes of my popular brands like Nikes and Hoka's and OnClouds. No, not the same. These shoes are literally designed differently on the bottom, so it's actually accommodating for the shape of your foot instead of trying to cram your toes at the end. You can Google wide toe box shoes. There's a lot of brands out there, but I'm going to show you the 2 that I've rolled with for a while and I love, and this is what I'm going to be bringing to the con. Both of them are from a brand called Topo Athletic. This is the Phantom shoe, pretty comfortable. As you can see, very wide toe box. The second one also from Topo is the Mountain Racer. I just like to switch out shoes once in a while. I don't think it's a good idea to wear the exact same shoe every single day. But I just want to point out, y'all have been tackling comfort wrong. If you're just only looking at the vertical stack and the cushioning and whatever is under your feet, but you're not looking at like the width and your feet being able to kind of splay out, it makes a tremendous difference. I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of walking in these types of shoes, and I'm never going back to regular shoes. Hygiene and toiletries. Number 1, deodorant. Again, for the love of God and everyone else at the con, please put on some deodorant before you walk out to the con floor. Also, blister band-aids. Again, I'm pretty lucky. The shoes I've worn, you don't really need to break them in and they've been comfy. I've never had blisters wearing them, but if you are prone to get blisters, definitely bring them. Over-the-counter painkillers. For me, I personally like to take Aleve once in the morning and once later at night, because it's longer lasting. It's pretty much covers me through the whole day. I prefer to keep stuff like Tylenol and ibuprofen for more like pain as needed, like headaches or whatever that pops up. But pretty much 2 Aleves a day is what has worked for me for years. There's also other meds like allergy. Again, I used to be a Claritin guy, but lately I've learned that Allegra is better. I've tried it and I do think it works better, so bring that. As well as anything for upset stomach. Like if you are prone to get that and whatever has worked for you in the past, bring that, whether it's Pepto-Bismol or some type of other antacid. There's also things like alcohol wipes if you have cuts and scrapes, wet wipes just to carry around and wash your hands because there is going to be a lot of con funk around you that you're going to be touching, and baby powder for your nether regions. Believe me, it helps. It's a very humid, hot summertime and it does make a difference. Another thing you may be overlooking is sunscreen. Yes, the sun is pretty harsh in the summer in Georgia. Whatever you wear for your body, it works for you, great. The only thing I want to point out is for your face, maybe consider mineral ones because I've worn chemical ones. And when you start sweating in the Georgia heat, this one time I was driving and started getting in my eyes, it was not a fun situation. But ever since I've gone to mineral ones like this one over here, I have not had this problem. I actually put that on a weekend ago and went hiking with a friend of mine. He pretty much killed me. Shout out to Chris, because it was a 3 mile hike in the middle of the day and I was sweating profusely. But you know what didn't happen? My eyes were not burning. It wasn't getting into my eyes. So it works. All right, let's talk about bags. Whatever you need to carry on the day of the con, this is going to vary depending on the type of person you are and maybe even your living situation during the con weekend. If you have to have a backpack, maybe you're off site and you have no choice but to lug a lot of stuff about you, of course, you want a good backpack. One that I would recommend is the Osprey Daylight 26+6. I did so much research and watched so many videos before I settled on this. And I've already taken it on 2 different trips. I'm never going to go back to another backpack. It just has so many features that just make sense. It opens up and you can actually pack it easier. It expands. It has drink holders. It has those things where you can put on top of your luggage. And it has a built-in sleeve for a laptop, at least like up to a 15, 16 inch. So again, it makes sense for me. That's probably what I'll be packing for the con for at least like my normal clothes. And then maybe like a small carry-on roll-away luggage for the rest. And that's pretty much enough for me to survive 5 days. Now, at the con itself, I don't want to carry that around. That's just me. I have a host hotel room or something very nearby. So I like to travel and walk the day very light. The only thing I have on me are these 2 things. One, it's a water bottle holder. So whatever bottle of choice of water you like this worked for me great during MomoCon. I always have that on me. The other thing is a fanny pack. Again, up to you on what size you want. I do like something a little bit bigger like this. You can see how big it is. It's actually from an artist. I'll try to tag them below. I got it at a recent con. But really any fanny pack or shoulder pack kind of this size I think is ideal because it can fit a lot of things without being too bulky. All right, other random miscellaneous stuff. Of course, the con day is very long. You want to take all your pictures and videos, things like that. So of course, you will need a power bank. This is one that I've used for a while. It works for me. It has a USB-C cord. And of course, you should bring your normal charging cable and leave that in your room. But if you bring that to the con, you might be fighting a lot just to find a power outlet. So any type of portable power bank will be fine. Another one, like I'm holding here, is a lanyard holder. Now, the con does give you one when you pick up your badge. So if you want a basic one, that's perfectly fine. And that's actually worked for me. But if you have a personal favorite, whether it's because of the design or extra security features, I would encourage you to bring that. And related to badges, other people have also recommended zip ties or maybe a large safety pin just for an added bit of security. Because remember, if you do lose your badge, you're going to have to buy another one. This is for those of you who like to collect autographs or photo ops with celebrities. Here's 2 things I would definitely pack. The first one is a picture protector or sleeve or whatever you want to call it. It's basically the same size as a 8x10 photo op. You can typically buy them outside in the Epic table, but I think it's probably cheaper just to buy them in advance. I've also seen these in the vendor hall as well. However, if you're doing a lot of those, probably just buy one of these from Amazon, like an accordion, right? It can hold multiple, so it just kind of saves you the trouble of having to buy multiple of the other protectors. Random miscellaneous things, maybe a large trash bag. If you've been in a hotel room, you've seen that the only bins they have are really small ones, and you may have just 1 or 2 in the room. So especially if you're splitting the room with a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of trash. So bring like a few trash bags. Other things that people have recommended, I haven't quite used them myself, but I'm actually considering maybe some for this year or at least following years. You have cooling fans, whether they're like around your neck or it's one of those things you put under your shirt and it's blowing air. I think that could be very useful, as well as those collapsible folding chairs. You're no doubt going to be waiting in line, whether that's for badge pickup or a big celebrity panel. Even getting to the dealer hall. I think as the weekend goes on, you just get more tired from standing, and having something to sit on for even just a few minutes would be a good break for your back and legs. And finally, in case I did not get to everything, I did highlight 2 packing lists that people have shared in the DragonCon Newbies group, so I think that's a great resource. And in general, the DragonCon Newbies Facebook group is an excellent resource. Whether you have questions as a newbie or someone who hasn't been in a while, they will answer your questions without judging you. It's a great way to get some crowdsourced answers for whatever questions you might have. All right, now for the contest winner for the Nintendo belt buckle. I had about 7 entries. I put them all in ChatGPT and asked them to pick a random one. And the winner is Silicon Snake. So if that is you, please email me at howtodragoncon@gmail.com and I will get this shipped out to you. As for the next giveaway item, it's going to be this right here from one of my most beloved shows, Futurama. It's a display case, I think, of the Planet Express ship. Still in the original boxing. I don't think I ever opened it. So if you are interested in winning that, please subscribe and leave a comment with your favorite Futurama character, quote, moment, really anything related to the show, and you will be entered to win it. This will run until this DragonCon is over, and whenever I do my review video for DragonCon 2025, I will select a winner. And as always, if you have suggestions for things to pack, things that you have really found to be useful over the years that others may benefit from, share them in the comment, and I will see you next time.